Yo, what's up guys? In today's video I got a bunch of Chicago Bulls news and updates regarding the Bulls playing game versus the Raptors in Toronto on Wednesday. In today's video I'm going to be breaking down that game, talking about a bunch of injury updates, series predictions, and much more in today's video. But before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also leave a quick like below today's video. It takes a second and helps me out a lot. And leave some comments and questions below today's video. What you guys think about the Bulls clinching the play-in tournament versus the Raptors, just your predictions on the game and everything like that. But nonetheless, let's just jump right into it because it is official. The Chicago Bulls will play the Toronto Raptors in Toronto on Wednesday for the play-in game, and the Bulls did lose the season series versus the Raptors 2-1, and I'm going to talk about the matchups and everything like that later in today's video. But before I jump into it, do you guys think the Bulls are going to beat the Raptors on Wednesday for the first play-in game? In my eyes, this is the worst matchup possible for the Chicago Bulls, and this is officially another losing season for the Chicago Bulls. I also did see a stat saying that the Bulls only had one season over 500 for the past 7 years or so, which is just sad to say. Us Bulls fans deserve better. Also, the Raptors have the 5th best home record in the Eastern Conference, and I also do know, and I have seen all over Twitter, and I've talked to a few Raptor fans, the Raptors have kind of been like the Bulls this season. They've been all over the place, very up and down and inconsistent at times. And let's just be real, like I just did say, this is the worst matchup for the Bulls in any play-in scenario. I would 100% rather go against their Atlanta Hawks, even though the Bulls did choke that game just a few nights ago. And let's be real, assuming the Bulls do the unthinkable and win 2 play-in games and both games on the road, they do all that just to play the #1 seed Milwaukee Bucks. And let's not forget how that went last season for the Chicago Bulls, and I feel like this team has gotten worse. I don't know, man. This play-in tournament, I saw some Bulls fans saying that this is just fool's gold, which I do understand. I did see DeMar DeRozan did comment on this whole situation, and DeMar DeRozan did say he wants to make that usage useful, and he was talking about just the play-in tournament a few seasons ago when he was on the 10th seeded Spurs back in 2021, and in that game he did shoot 5 for 21, and they did lose that game. And in fact, according to Casey Johnson, the Chicago Bulls are trying to be the first 10th seed to win a play-in game, and previously all the number 10th seeds in the current play-in tournament are 0-4 right now, which makes the Chicago Bulls road to the NBA playoffs that more daunting. Obviously, the Bulls have all the odds going up against them. The Raptors are the better team, they have the better matchup, and obviously if you remember earlier this season, anytime the Bulls did play the Raptors, they got out-rebounded and just beat up on the glass badly. This Toronto team is a much better team than the Bulls in my eyes. They're better on the defensive side of the basketball. They're more lengthy, better at rebounding, second chance points, pretty much everything that the Bulls have struggled all season long. And obviously with the odds against the Chicago Bulls, especially with no 10th seed ever winning a play-in game, it sure does look like the Bulls are more than likely going to lose Wednesday in Toronto. But at the end of the day, who truly knows what Bulls team is going to show up? It's definitely going to be an interesting game. I'm going to be watching. I'll keep you guys updated on that game and everything past that and this offseason. Definitely leave your thoughts and opinions below today's video. In my eyes, I don't know. I could see the Bulls pulling an upset and being the first 10th seed to win. That's just how this team has gone this whole season, how bipolar it has been. But at the same time, I don't know. The odds are against us. And the next topic that I wanted to talk about in today's video is the Chicago Bulls lottery odds to keep their draft pick in this upcoming year. Now, with the Bulls just beating the Dallas Mavericks, the Bulls' first-round draft pick percent chances have went down. Now, if the Chicago Bulls did lose versus the Mavs and then they lose against the Pistons Sunday, their chances of keeping their draft pick would increase to about 20%. And if they do win both games, the odds could drop to about 4%. Obviously, the Bulls just beat the Dallas Mavericks, so that doesn't help their odds. And I did touch on this whole situation in my last video. I wanted the Chicago Bulls to play all of their young guys and just tank for these past 2 games because no matter what, the Bulls are locked into the 10th seed. At least try and get those lottery percentage odds up a little bit. And currently, the Chicago Bulls have the 12th best odds right now to win the NBA draft lottery. And if the Chicago Bulls obviously get a top 4 pick, they keep their pick. And right now, as I'm recording this video, the Bulls have an 8% chance at a top 4 pick, and they have almost a 2% chance at the #1 draft pick. I really wish the Bulls could have lost to the Mavericks and, of course, lose this upcoming game versus the Pistons. But nonetheless, that's definitely something to keep an eye on. And now on to some injury injury updates for this upcoming play-in tournament. And just yesterday versus the Dallas Mavericks, Alex Caruso did start, and that really surprised me that he was playing at all, as he has battled foot soreness in the past few weeks. It also surprised me Vooch did start, and even though it did sound like the Bulls were planning to really limit Caruso's minutes, and even though Caruso played under 20 minutes, I still wish the Bulls would have rested him. And to be honest, while watching that game, I didn't want Alex Caruso out there at all. Out of anyone, he feels like the guy who should have at least sat out as he continues to deal with that foot issue, and I'd assume the Bulls would at least think about or hopefully give him at least all of Sunday's game off. In my eyes, I don't know why he played yesterday versus the Mavs. The Bulls need to rest Caruso, get him 100% for this upcoming play-in game. The Bulls need to make sure he is 100%, given that he's the Bulls' best defender and just most active player, especially with how good this Raptors team is and how lengthy they are. And also just a quick little update on Patrick Williams. Post-game versus the Dallas Mavericks, Billy Donovan did say Patrick Williams needed stitches when he came out of the game late. I don't expect that to be a problem moving forward, but that's definitely something to keep an eye on. At the end of the day, the Bulls need to make sure both Patrick Williams and Alex Caruso are 100% for this play-in game. They're obviously the Bulls' two best defenders, and it wouldn't surprise me if Billy Donovan also does start Patrick Williams versus the Raptors. They're going to need his length and just his big body. And the final topic in today's video is talking about an X factor for the Chicago Bulls versus the Raptors in this upcoming play-in game. And in my eyes, it has to be either Patrick Williams or Coby White. Now, in my eyes, I really do feel like it has to be Coby White. I mean, he just had a very impressive, almost triple-double versus the Dallas Mavericks. Patrick Williams also played well, but I'm not going to put much into that game because it was pretty useless and meaningless, let's be real. But in my eyes, the Bulls are going to need Coby White to take some pressure off the Bulls' big three versus the Raptors. I mean, majority of this season, they doubled DeMar and Zach and Vooch. And Coby White has played really well for the Chicago Bulls in the past few weeks, and I do hope the Bulls can re-sign him in this upcoming season. He's only 23 years old. He's probably one of the Bulls' best three-point shooters. The Bulls are going to need a spark off the bench versus the Raptors, and they're going to need a guy that can knock down open three-pointers if the Raptors continue to double Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. In my eyes, the X factor for this upcoming play-in tournament has to be Coby White or Patrick Williams. One or both of them are going to need to step up and take some pressure off the Bulls' big three with the Raptors. I'd assume that they're going to plan to double DeMar. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about all the news, updates, and topics that I discussed in today's video. What you guys expect for the Bulls versus Raptors in this upcoming play-in tournament, and just the lottery odds and everything like that. Thank you guys for all the love on the channel in the past few videos. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.